Today, 2K Freelance number 1, that's right family, it's that time of the year and we're going to focus on paste motion cuts. So, I'm going to show you how to attack with both the motion branches and manual created sets. This style of attack is absolutely perfect for everything I have shown you in the earlier tutorials this year. All of the moves, all of the execution, all of the plays, they work great within this offense, and as you can see, this is a katana and it's absolutely deadly in paste motion cuts. So make sure you subscribe for over 100 2K17 tutorials this year, and also subscribe to play with me in my park, and we will be using the Knicks to demonstrate the offense today. But before we get into the detail, let's scout out the offense, because this version of paste motion cuts is much better than what happened in last year's in 2K16. So to open it, you need to be on offense, you need to tap L1 and then tap R1 to scroll the pages until you reach page 4, and then once you're on page 4 you can use the R stick to purse to the left side and you can see paste is selected. And to select motion cuts, same thing on offense, you need to tap L1 and then you need to use the right stick and select motion cuts highlighted and it's good to go. Now as you can see, we're in paste motion cuts right now, and in this offense, if you're passing the ball to certain spots, it will trigger consistent branches. You can see I'm just passing the ball around with the shot clock off in practice mode, and it triggers branches. But if you don't pass it and you hold the ball for about a second and a half, it will also trigger more consistent branches. So both holding and passing the ball will trigger all of these branches of the offense. And the branches are consistent and very dependable. You can see here, I'm just passing it around and you're beginning to see a pattern. As you move the ball around, the branches are similar depending on how you pass it, and because of this, you can choose how you attack with the consistent offense that the paste motion cuts gives you. And let me tell you, these motion branches are absolutely deadly in game. Now in the end of this video, I will leave a branch trigger guide, so I'll try to show you guys as many branches as possible. And like I said, we are using the Knicks because they have a stretch 4, or you at least need 3 shooters and a handler to run this offense. So if you're on my team, you can have LeBron James at the power forward as your handler. So what you need is 2 handlers, and one of them have to be able to shoot alongside 2 shooters and a versatile big. A 1 handler is okay too, but the offense can reach its highest potential if you got 2 handlers. And make sure one of them can shoot alongside 2 other shooters and a good solid big that can set really good screens. So let's take a look at branch number 1, where you swing the ball from the wing to the middle. Alright, and from this point forward, all footage you see, I am within the paste motion cuts offense. So if you swing the ball from the wing to the middle, it triggers this deadly flow middle pick and roll. And how you use it is up to you, right? Remember all of the moves I taught you on how to, execute with pick and rolls this year? This applies to this. It's just this is a computer given to you pick and roll in a really good flow, but you can use it as I've taught you earlier. See, catch, no shot, there is a shot, swish ball. So it's all about flowing. Unlike money plays, right? This is not predetermined stuff. The branches are coming as you move the ball, and when you see it, execute it to your best abilities. Depending on how you usually like to run pick and rolls, just always understand in this offense it's always spaced out. The center is inside and everybody else is outside. As you can see, they might not be exactly in the 3-point range, the power forward, but most of the time he's all the way in the shooting areas. And here's branch number 2, where you swing the ball from the middle and go into the wing. This will also trigger other branches. And remember, it's always 4-1 spacing. And this kind of swing pass and motion branch is a very OP flow side pick and roll, as you can see. So I'm bringing up the ball with D-rolls, and you can see the offense gets into 4-1 immediately because we're in pace. This leads to a side pick and roll between the small forward and the center, and that's really deadly action because I turned it into a katana. So yes, you have to change these. You don't always use this screen as the screen. Just read it. See what you are being offered. You know Joakim is coming, we're holding the ball, which also triggers a branch. We use that screen, this time it's a nice roll, so we execute the roll. Now this branch can also be triggered by, you don't necessarily have to swing the ball from the middle to the wing. You can just dribble the ball to the wing and hold it. You see, there Rose held the ball. It still triggered this kind of overpowering side pick and roll branch between the handler and the center. And here is a very, very deadly branch. Like I said earlier, I'm going to show you motion branches and also user created ones. Now what I mean by user created branch is that you're simply going to call an ISO middle pick and roll while you're within paste motion cuts. If you do that, it actually triggers a very strong play in the game, and it's 1-5 fist. So this kind of gives you access, like the ability to access a play anytime you want while you're within paste motion cuts. So you can see I bought the ball up, and this is just a space out pick and roll between, player X, the person you bought to the middle, and the center. Because I'm calling up the center myself, and with that kind of spacing, absolutely deadly. Paste motion spacing is excellent spacing if you have enough shooters. This pick and roll action pushes the defense to its brink. Look at this. Forward spaced out, they gotta give up something. If you can execute that pick and roll as I showed you earlier in my tutorials, you will be crazy in this. Remember my switch pick and roll technique in the tutorials? Yeah, watch this. I'm running a switch pick and roll within paste motion cuts right from the middle, and they can do nothing about it. The spacing is excellent and the execution was solid. But yes, make sure you have a stretch 4. You can't stretch this enough. Paste motion cuts need a stretch 4 or at least 3 shooters if you want to handle with your power forward. Porzingis misses it there, but that's wide open. So here you can see me combining a branch with the ISO middle pick and roll. So I'm going from the middle to the side to the wing to the baseline, triggers this double corner screen branch. Nothing, I don't like it. I'm going to rotate the ball, watch my offensive players move. I'm going to turn it into a switch screen, ISO middle pick and roll out of user control branch of paste motion. Great flow, great offense. And one more thing, paste motion cuts. This offense is also perfectly suited for manual katanas. If you don't know how to run a katana, just click the link above and below to watch tutorial number 3. I'll teach you there. But you see now, I have Brennan Jennings. So here the computer actually gave me a middle screen because I held the ball, motion cuts. But I'm going to give it to him, katana through nothing. I'm going to call Kyle Quinn up again, I'm going to katana again. Look at the spacing of paste motion. It's always in 4-1 no matter what. Because of that, you have great spacing for freaking katanas. I'm serious, now watch. Derrick Rose right here, going Coney on the wing. Look at it, look at the court. Joakim is holding a spot, 4-1 spacing. Everybody else space out. Easy dunk for D Rose. Take care of them knees. Ooh, I hope he's okay. He's good. And here's another katana with Porzingis. Same thing, 4-1 spacing. Center is in there. Look at Joakim shove the other guy in the way. That's sexy right there. So, last thing, elite execution within these kind of freelance attacks is all about reading and reacting. You don't have to follow anything. Actually, you don't want to follow anything. You want to see it. If there's something better, use it. You see, there was a swing branch. I didn't use it because Courtney Lee was open and I saw a driving lane. Same thing here. I'm bringing it up. A branch is going to pop up eventually if you're in motion cuts. Branches always pop up as you move the ball, but you don't need to. I saw Melo open. I'm just going to flush him in by holding triangle. I know this offense is really good for flushing katanas because there's only one guy in the paint, and if you got a bruising center, he'd be shoving everybody out of the way. Marcus, goddamn, even Joakim is shoving people in the way, you saw. And here I'm executing a middle pick and roll. It didn't work, so I'm just going to hand it off to Courtney Lee. Still using that spacing. Look at that beautiful spacing. Always 4-1, never changes. Take it to advantage using the middle motion branch. Bang, Carmelo. And last clip you can see of me reading and reacting. I'm just going to run a wing pick and roll because I know we're going to be in 4-1. If you call the center out, it actually becomes 5 out, which is very sexy. And we'll move the ball around. There's a wing branch coming. Oh, but Joakim's open. Why use the branch? Read and react, family. Bang! Joakim Noah, very sexy in the next uniform, I must say. So, as always, thank you, family, for coming by. Add a like if you enjoyed this. This is just a subscriber special. So, and also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, add me at SamFam20. I will answer your questions on there if you drop any, as you guys know who follow me on Twitter. So make sure you put it in motion cuts, like I said. And here I'm just going to show you, the branches that are available to you in motion cuts. I'm just going to move the ball around. You can see yourself. Use this as reference. But what I do want to say is I'm glad we got to our first freelance of the year. I'm going to do all of them, no doubt, because you're going to change freelancers throughout the game to be successful. But the point is, if you watch this and all my other tutorials, you can see I'm combining what I showed you earlier into this freelance now. All of those individual moves I showed you, remember they were out of quick isolation, and I suggested you do that, because you want to be a good attacking player with isolation. But now, if you are in this pace motion pace motion cuts, you no longer need to call ISO to run my stuff. Run the same stuff I taught you, the Hesi escape cross, the switch screen crossovers, katanas, the katana lobs, run all of that stuff I taught you, but now you don't need to call it ISO anymore now. Run all of that stuff as you are motion flowing through pace, and if you see something, execute. It's all about reading, all about reacting, but now you have a very, very good base to execute all your read and reaction from, because you have nasty individual moves. Like I said, switch screen pick and rolls, katana, hesi escape cross, regular pick and roll, you got all of that now. I taught all of that to you. Now use all of that within the pace motion cuts, and better yet, you can also use all of that combined with the branches pace motion cuts trigger for you automatically. Alright? And also you still have money plays, well only one, but I'll show you more money plays. So, and if you ever want to break out of pace motion cuts and run something else, you can still stay in it, but just call a money play and you can be running something absolutely different while still being in pace motion cuts. How is the defense going to stop you now? You are knowledgeable, you have tons of weapons, you have tons of tools, and you got awareness for reading and reacting. Alright family, thanks for coming by. I'm just gonna let the clips run so you can see as many branches as you can. I think there's 2 more, so enjoy them. I'll see all of you next time.